Hey y'all, we're here at the Midwest Festival again, Preparedness Festival, 20th annual, I believe, this year. And it's Thursday morning, 10 o'clock or so. And people starting rounds. We've got more on a Wednesday than we've had ever, probably on a Friday. So this thing is growing. Check them out. Midwest Festival, or Midwest Preparedness Project on MeWe and Facebook. So check them out.
Blister pack you get at Walmart, same frequencies. Start playing with them, start using them, because you will not figure out how to use that radio when it's a crisis. If you're transmitting on an FRS frequency out here, I promise you nobody's going to show up out here and say you're pushing 5 watts on a 2-watt limit, because it's a public frequency, and frankly nobody cares. But it gets you used to using the radio. Frankly, anymore, I'm finding out that farmers around Kansas are using the marine band frequency. Get a lot more distance out of it. They can communicate between their tractor and the house a lot easier. We're kind of landlocked here, so we don't worry about the marine navigational forces showing up. Now, they will. If they get wind of you and they don't like it, they will come out and visit with you. And they'll tell you if you don't stop, we're going to charge you a $10,000 fine. But our marine band setup is for our initial communications from 50 miles away to my house. You want to give me
Yeah, we seen it, man. He was checking the forecast. Yeah. Looks like it's going to start right here. Looking at the radar, looks like it's starting right underneath it. Good luck. You got it on the radar? I don't think so. Looks like it's right underneath it.
All right, guys, let's give it up one more time for Cade for that very informative class, very timely. There is now in the forecast a possibility of light showers between 2 and 3 o'clock. We just got word that it's raining in Hoyt, so let's take a few minutes. If you need to batten down some hatches, if you need to remove some things from that could potentially get wet, it looks like it's just going to be a quick jaunt of rain and then it's going to be gone and the radar looks clear afterwards. We might not even get it. So next class is supposed to be at 2:15. So as long as it's not just downpouring, what we'll do is we'll take the displays and move them, and everyone can go under the shelter for that class, and we'll talk that direction. Okay? Any questions? All right, see you at 2:15.
So I'm here with Shaden and Kyrie, kind of the next generation of self-sufficiency and homesteading. And my first question for you was, what was your background? Kind of where you come from, how you grew up, and the next one will be how'd you get on this path as far as becoming self-sufficient.
Right. So I grew up in Burlington, Kansas, a small county, about 8 to 12,000 folks. I grew up in town and didn't really do much other than read and try to just increase my knowledge. I saw a lot of the inconsistencies with history and in class, and then I spent a lot of time in libraries. So I understood real quick how history is wrote by the winners.
Yeah.
And that kind of opened my eyes to just the things that weren't right, the things we naturally know, just plumbing right.
Yeah.
And I grew up there really pretty much my whole life, moved around a little bit, but nothing of significance. And this one, she can speak for herself.
So I grew up in Burlington. I was actually 6 miles out of both nearest towns in the country. I grew up raising horses and whatnot with my grandparents. We had a bunch of livestock and all that, and it's just kind of already been me.
You just grew up in it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about her. Yeah, she's brought that to my life, and that's kind of getting with her was that was when I was really. So I'd been towing the line as far as commitment towards pursuing this lifestyle, and then I found a wonderful woman that had so many skills and so much knowledge that I didn't have, and it made it a reality. And now we're working on building our own ranch down in Kansas, or down in Coffee County area, and pursuing the dream that we've always wanted. And started working at EMP Shield back in 2020, and that's how I met Data, Spags, and Tag, all the guys.
Brought you involved in this festival?
They saw, yeah, I was working there for about a year, and they had a couple conversations with me and saw that this was kind of something I was looking for, and they invited me out here, and well, I drug this one along, got her on at EMP Shield as well, and since then it's just been history, man.
So what projects you've been working on, or you said you're working on towards that
ultimate lifestyle. What are you guys working on right now, this year or next?
So, the plan for this year really is we're trying to find some property down there. We got to talk to her grandma about cleaning up the farm, putting up some new fence, and kind of making everything accommodating for some horses.
Okay.
And working on incorporating our business as far as therapy work, spiritual work. I want to use horses. We both want to use horses as a way to help folks deal with the trauma in their lives and come closer to God.
Yeah.
And one of my main focuses is I work with a international men's team called MDI, Mentor, Discover, Inspire. And one of our missions is creating excellent men who live masculine, because society has taught us that masculinity is bad, wrong. And the goal is to give young men some guides and try to just help them be the best men that they can be to recreate our strong families, our strong communities, and rebuild this nation. And that's really what it's about for me.
Okay. And that's your plans for the future. So.
Yeah, we're working on
what do you think of the festival so far? Well, this is probably the best one yet.
This is by far one of the best ones yet.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Really good.
I was really stunned seeing this many folks out here. I'm excited to see the future for us. A lot of great vendors out here, and there's been a lot of delicious food. Grumpy Acres Farms is doing an awesome job. And just overall, ecstatic. I never thought I'd be a part of something like this, and it's something I was looking for my whole young life. And it's just wonderful how God works sometimes, you know?
Yeah, see, this is, it ain't up to us old guys. We got to have a new generation, and this is what it's about.
Yeah.
So look it up, Midwest Preparedness Project on Facebook and MeWe. This will be on our channel, Grumpy Acres. Nowhere Steady, Tag and Be Life Done Free. So look everybody up, and another go-getter.
Yes, sir. And Triple H Enterprises.
All right, Triple H Enterprises. Look them up. They're going places. Thanks, guys.
We're going to be going primarily with people who are giving you the indicators, who are showing you that they want a confrontation. That's what we're going to focus on today. Is there more? Of course. I could be out here for days, 8 hours a day teaching self-defense if we wanted to do a comprehensive. But we're really just going to try to give you some basics and give you some ways to keep yourself safe. Okay? All right. So that's a little bit about me. I brought on two other people. I did let them give a brief introduction while I take this off real quick, because her background is much different than mine. Remember, me, military, law enforcement, right? Guy stuff, doing all that. Her background, way different.
Way different. I'm JJ. I have a black belt in fire defense. He always likes to say that. I started off as an art teacher, right? So I was an art teacher. I taught ceramics at a high school, and throughout my career, I decided that I wanted to get into administration. So my first principal job was at Highland Park High School, and being a 5'1" woman and having to deal with fights.
Real quick. Hold on. Hold on. We want to make sure. We are knowing what the target is. Okay? I want to make sure that everybody has good clarification of what you're trying to do. So, if she is the attacker, that white dot on your pad, some of you have the Sentry, you don't have a white dot. So, that pad, or that dot, is her ear. Okay? It's her ear. That's what I'm aiming for. That palm right in the ear is what you're trying to do. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Attack a few more times. Okay. Hold it up. Still going to do the same technique. I'm in my L-shaped stance. I have my hands up, like we already talked about, right? I'm going to step forward. My jab hand is the same hand and foot. Okay? And I'm pushing forward. So I'm going like this. Notice, look at my hand is kind of going at this angle. Why is that? Because I'm trying to hit their eyes. I'm going for their eyes, and I'm also using my palm to hopefully hit their nose. So I'm going nose and eyes. Okay? Ideally, I'm hitting the nose because what's going to happen?
Break the nose, break it.
Maybe break it, but ultimately, what we really want, we just want your eyes to water, right? That's realistic. That's realistic. What's going to happen is when I hit her in the eye and the nose, hopefully I do hit her eyes, but instantly, as soon as she gets hit in the nose, everybody is going to do what? Everybody's going to do this. I haven't met somebody yet who could just take a punch to the nose and be like, yeah, you know, and just maintain. No, everybody's going to do this. Right? Yeah. Eyes are going to water. What does that do for us?
Way to get out.
Blurs our vision and gives us an opportunity for a tactical retreat. There's nothing wrong with doing a strike and getting out of the situation. That should be an option. Okay? Getting in the eyes, the nose, getting away, getting off, and go.
Both hands up.
That's your non-helmet.
Same L stance we're talking about, right? Here, hands up. And then take it a little step.
Use your L stance. That's going to help.
I know, it feels so weak too. You're like, what am I even doing? Nothing? I guess you're getting my nose. My nose is very broken right now. You're being noise. Back off, little girl. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I am innocent. You back off, big
So we're gonna tell you what to do.
Both hands up.
That's your non-helmet.
Same L stance we're talking about, right? Here, hands up. And then take it a little step.
Use your L stance.
I know, it feels so weak too. You're like, what am I even doing? Nothing? I guess you're getting my nose. My nose is very broken right now. You're being noise. Back off, little girl. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I am innocent. You back off, big
All right, I'm here with Bullet from Nowhere Homesteady YouTube channel.
Howdy, folks.
Check him out. I got a couple questions for him. We're here at the Midwest Preparedness Festival 2023. And the first one I got is, tell us a little bit about yourself. What kind of got you focused on starting to live this lifestyle?
Wow, okay. Well, we had a little land in Texas, hard-packed clay, 6 inches below the soil. Couldn't grow anything, but wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And just life and circumstances, the way it worked out, we were missing some prospects and running out of community where we were, and called up my best friend who lives about 8 minutes from me now, and was like, he goes, well, why don't you consider Kansas? It never crossed our mind. Yeah, I'd always been, we'll follow you anywhere in Texas. And so that was a hard sell for her, but we got up here, and we love the land we're on. I guess I would say, you know, our focus starting out had always been, I guess, to live simply. We didn't really want to farm or be raising animals and stuff. We wanted to build natural habitat to bring the animals in, so that when we needed them, we could just harvest as necessary, and of course during appropriate seasons and such. But you know, we realized that only goes so far. It's only sustainable so far, and the more we live this lifestyle, the more we decided that, you know, to achieve the food independence and the food security that we want, we had to be a little bit more intentional with what we were doing. So now we've got 29 chickens, soon to be 150, and 2 sheep, soon to be a lot more than 2 sheep, and working on the food supply and everything else to provide for them. So good stuff.
Yeah. All right. That comes to the next question. How's your community level now? What do you think as far as what you've got now compared to what Texas was?
Oh man, we have one. We didn't before.
Okay.
I mean, and that honestly, I didn't touch on that, but that's a huge part of it too. It's when we got up here, I got introduced to this group, the Midwest Preparedness Project, at one of these campouts in the fall of 2019, and really enjoyed just getting to know the you know, Darren and all the folks in the community, and then it was okay, how can I be useful to these folks? How can I find my way in? How can I be valuable, and how can I get value from them, and how can we just, you know, just become friends? And so that's where it started, and now we're a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know.
And moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely, brother.
So that's Nowhere Homesteading. Check out his channel. He's doing good things over there. And there's kids everywhere.
Always an adventure.
So yeah, check him out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
I'm here with Caleb, and he's got his family here this weekend at the Midwest Preparedness Festival, 2023. Got some questions to ask him, see how things are going here. First one is, what started you on your path to this lifestyle?
Honestly, it's starting off, I guess right out the gate. My dad didn't have the greatest health, so when I met my wife, she knew that and all of his health problems. So instantly, when we started dating, getting together, and she wanted to feed me right, you know. She wanted the best medicines, preparedness, and prevention. You know, an ounce of prevention's worth a pound of cure, and so we started eating more organic, and then started looking into what organic actually means, and started looking into, well, they can label whatever they want, it's best if we grow our own.
Right.
So then we started growing our own and trying to look into more gardening, and then whole body health with the food and what we eat. Between that and everything else, it just kind of one after another started making sense. You know, you start with your food and your body, and you live healthy that way, and then, well, from there, what else do you do? Your water, where does it come from? Your everything else, how it's all interconnected. And then we got in touch with some people that introduced us to the group. And we started getting more of the, well, if we live off-grid, because we were always trying to go back to what did they do back in the day? You know, well, the power goes out, how did they farm back then? You know, it wasn't the necessarily the prepper mind frame. It was the homestead. You know, how did our grandparents do this 100 years ago? Not all of this is necessary. How do we boil it down to what we need? And so that's eventually we started seeing, well, you got to be able to grow this much, eat this much, and then as our family grew, so did the needs. And then from there it was, well, I don't have all this right now. How do I supplement that?
Yeah.
And so we started, you know, getting into touch with other people, and well, you got to have some storage. If anything happens, you know, even a bad winter storm, you lose power for a week. What do?
Yeah.
I mean, does your food go bad and you go hungry, or if you can't get anywhere? So that just kind of started us down that path of, you know, where we got to secure our food and other ways too. And then so that just kind of continued the journey on to, well, we do our food, we look at water, look at power, and just start looking at everything and how it all works together and the best way to go about it, and just kind of start chipping away. And so we just, you know, kind of took it baby steps at a time, and it slowly kind of progressed
it's still a work in progress.
Always.
Okay, so this next year, what kind of projects are you doing this year on the property?
Well, to start with, the hat, we finally paid off our homestead.
Yes.
So the first and foremost, the homestead is now paid off.
Huge, debt-free. Yeah, huge.
Huge weight that just opens up the possibilities. So now we're looking at, with that new flow of income, securing the wood stove. You know, we got a chimney we need replaced, so work on that, and then from there, you know, that's heat during the winter, and then so you look at water. So we'd like to get a well dug. That's going to be next on the list, and then the chickens are always growing, so that's always a continuous project. Between getting chickens, and that's the first things we want to do. Like I said, the water, the chimney, and then from there we're looking at adding on to gardens, adding on. We want to put in an orchard to start the fruit trees, because that's better 10 years ago than tomorrow.
Exactly.
So those are kind of what we're planning on doing this year, putting in some new beds and hoping to secure some water and get that kind of done.
So what kind of advice would you give these folks about meeting people like us that have some skills to offer, or even the support to help each other?
The best advice would be to start looking and have an open mind. You know, if you feel like it's just overwhelming, nobody can do it by themselves. And if you think you can, you're eventually going to run into something you cannot do. And you need that community, and you just have to start looking. I mean, to whether it's on Facebook or alternative, freesteading, just whatever, just try to put out feelers to find other people that are like-minded, that share the same values, the same goal or whatnot that you do, that, you know, and then try to get to know them, become community, become family with them, you know, and help.
And we have potlucks all the time. We all get-togethers all the time. It's a perfect way to meet people. And you strike up a conversation with anybody and talk about my chickens or my homestead or something. Somebody's listening. So go check it out. See if you can find somebody. The festivals are a great way of doing it. And a lot of good times. Go check it out. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Caleb. Thank you.
All day long. On a bipod, private command, you get the
I will definitely get it. I don't know if I called it, but like the in the wall put up.
Rosie!
What's up?
I had Winchester.
I'm like,
So she loves koalas. So we just, I said I would give you one little charm, didn't I? So,
Aww.
yeah, so I'm just going to
Stroller. That's not mine, which is, you want what? This is my stuff.
Did you trade for anything, Rosie?
Yeah, I've been doing some wheeling and dealing. Got
Good
some
deal.
MREs, got a heater, got a
All
knife.
right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What can I do you for, little boy?
That was our lunch.
I just want you to know you should go to the library.
Doing any good, Hancock?
Just saying.
Doing any good?
Yeah, I got some hot pink AR furniture that you cannot live without.
That's right.
This has got all of this, I think.
It is
I said,
next
Darren
year's
is trending.
If you've got a grip,
I said Darren has
he
got
does
that.
have the
No,
grip.
there
Look
is.
at that.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
That's a hoe grip.
That's right.
That is top of the line stuff there.
That'll be for my daughter, Leah.
Right. See, the thing is, this stuff is from when I built Jules pink ARs. I would order these things, and they look like the same pink online, but when you get them, they don't actually match.
Yeah.
So this is all the stuff we ordered that didn't match the stuff that I had. So none of the closest thing that matches is that.
Right. That.
Right. So you could put the float and the grip on something and be okay. But the other two don't match anything. You might find something to match them somewhere. But, if you're going to order it online, I'd be ready to either eat it or send it back.
You want to go on? Just
I'm sure somebody will want it.
All right, entry level into the rabbit hole.
I'm assuming this is turned on.
Yeah.
Decoy, yeah.
It's terribly smooth.
Like cut the bag?
Oh, old chicken feeders.
whatever. You know, so there you go. Just watch out for those little babies.
Not a problem, buddy.
I tell you what, I'll make sure we got one. Yeah, we call it the gingerbread shootout.
What's going on, man?
Just cruising Bartertown.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Cruising Bartertown.
This is the kid-friendly
I,
stuff.
I see that. Yep. And then they've got the outliers.
How much of this do you need?
Oh yeah, every bit of it.
How much did you
Tell me
want?
about Mark. This is all his stuff.
So as you can see,
So usually
there is a little bit of everything. Silicone molds for candles, soaps, Live plants, eggs, tools and camp gear.
Just not made one for the machine gun. Yeah. But it's not.
Clothing and ammo. And that's Bartertown. What do you think? Well, that's Midwest Preparedness Project Festival for the spring of 2023. Hope you enjoyed everything. We've got another one coming this fall, and it's probably going to be a bigger, newer venue. We seem to have grown out of this one, so if you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and like the video. But most of all, go out and live that life done free, guys. Thanks.